ICENET. Dynasties live here.
You're not going to spend the night here again, are you?
I'll show you the bossy goal. The first one at 4:54 with Willie Huber of the Wings off for holding. Here's Potvin sending it in front. Bossy redirects it past Rogie Vachon of the Detroit Red Wings, and there's number 49 and the NHL record-tying goal for Mike Bossy. At 15:32, it was Bossy again. He takes the puck on the left side of the net. As far as Rogie Vachon is concerned, he maneuvered in front and put it past Vachon, his 50th of the year. Once again, Potvin assisting with Trottier, an NHL record holder. Mike Bossy of the New York Islanders, your 49th and 50th, and now you've tied that record with Andy Bathgate and Bobby Hull. I guess I have to just start out by saying congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Easy kind of goal for you, wasn't it? You took a nice pass from Potvin and just redirected it.
Well, I've been scoring. I think my last 5 or 6 have been deflections, and you know, I hadn't scored many of those since the start of the year, but they seem to be coming in bunches now.
I'm going to ask you a question that's a simple one, but I'm sure it's on the minds of every 10-year-old hockey player in America and in Canada as well. How does he score all those goals? You make it look so easy.
Well, I've been fortunate since I've been here to be playing with Brian Trottier and Clark Gillies. And, you know, the team has been playing super for the last couple of months and even since the start of the year. And it has, you know, been rather easy to put the pucks in the net because the passes have been coming, you know, on the spot. And, you know, I'm so happy, you know, I don't really know how to say that I scored them.
You certainly show your enthusiasm on the ice as well, Mike. You've scored goals at a faster rate than anybody in NHL history. Now, there's got to be some pressure involved there.
Well, I think that the most pressure I felt was today. I got on the ice and, you know, going for 10 games in a row to equal a record, and I was really going for the 50th too today. And last year I went 6 games before getting my 50th, and you know, when I got to 49 today, that's when I stopped last time, and I sort of said to myself, you know, I had 2.5 periods to go, and I really wanted it to get it today to take a lot of pressure off.
Individual records aside, Mike, you must be looking forward to the playoffs now.
Yeah, we've been, you know, we want to make up for what we didn't do last year, and, you know, it's very important for us to finish the season strong and get ready for the playoffs mentally and physically.
We're talking with Mike Bossy of the New York Islanders, who has now tied an NHL record for goals scored in consecutive games. 10. I guess the next record he's going for is 11 games. Coming up, Jacques Plant's first period highlights, and we'll take a look at Bossy's goals once again. The score is Islanders 2, Red Wings nothing, and our intermission continues in just a moment.
Jacques Plant. And Jacques, it's nice to see some history being made when the goal isn't being scored against you.
Yes, and it's nice to see a young hockey player coming up and drawing the crowds the way he's doing. He's an exciting hockey player to watch. He's always in the middle of the play, and when he does score a goal, he's jumping, and you can see that he's happy. He's doing what he does best, and he's having fun doing it.
Let's have a look at the 49th goal of the season for Mike Bossy, and the goal that gives him the record 10 games in a row scoring a goal.
Yes, Bossy is in front of the net, follows the puck. The puck goes from the blue line. He's just in front. He knows he's being checked by Bergman. The puck is floating, and he just steers it. Vachon sees the puck is going there, but he can't move until the shot is taken. So rather than go for the net, Potvin goes for Bossy. He could have slapped the puck and tried to score from the blue line, but he knows that Bossy is there. And then on this one here, same thing. You have Trottier, who's a good playmaker. He sees that Bossy is in front of the net. He knows that he can give him some trouble. Gillis is in front of the net too. He can get a pass, but seeing that the road is open, Bossy goes right for the net. Vachon sticks his stick out. He has a good chance to poke the puck away from him. He does. The puck hits.
We're at the Nassau Coliseum skating against the Chicago Blackhawks, who have been pretty hot of late. Well, the Islanders cooled them down in a hurry. They won
7-1.
The Islanders leading 1-0. Lorne Henning got the puck off the stick of Eddie Westphal, went left, faked out Tony, put it right in the net there. Henning did it again to make it 3-0, and Westphal was involved in this goal also. Espo was going to make the save, but couldn't stop the rebound. Henning failed to get the hat trick, however, tonight, as the Isles won it.
Free comes away with it, shoots. The Islanders in a blowout of the Boston Bruins. The final was 7-2, a game that began with the announcement that the popular 18-year veteran Eddie Westfall, an original Islander, announced his retirement effective at the end of this season, and Eddie heard it from the crowd. And then the Islanders went out and clobbered Boston, led by Mike Kazicki, who scored 2 goals within the first 13 minutes of the game. This off the beautiful setup by Harris and Bourne. And for Mike Bossy, his 4th hat trick of the season. He now has 57 goals. Brian Trottier had 4 assists on the night. He takes over the NHL scoring lead with 110 points, and the Islanders now within 2 points of Montreal.
Canadians for the best record in the National Hockey League. They both have 98 points. Islanders picked up 2 points tonight with their 6-2 win over Toronto. Brian Trottier scored 3 goals and went ahead of Guy Lafleur by 4 points in the NHL scoring race. This was Trottier's 2nd goal of the game, which is 42nd of the year. The hat-trick goal came when everyone tried to hook Brian, but he wouldn't stand for it. He went in on Palmateer. The rest is history. Islanders won it 6-2. Doctor paid a visit to the Garden. He also brought along tonight. The Rangers and Islanders skated against one another for the 7th time this year. The series was tied 3-3 until tonight. Final score at the Nassau Coliseum, 5-2 in favor of the Islanders. Now, the Isles came out really smoking tonight. They never let up. The first goal came pretty much off the opening face-off, 15 seconds, as a matter of fact. Potvin sent that 35, I should say yard, but I won't, foot pass up to Gary Howard. It was 1-0. Then Mike Bossy made it 2-0 when he scored his 58th goal of the season. Did some fancy stick handling in front of the net for the tally. At this point, the Isles were just flying. Clark Gillies was playing.
25. Well, right here, you'll just see the error that they make. They lose the puck, and as a result, the puck will be taken away. Pass is made. Mike Bossy comes into it, but look at what he does. He drops it off to Clark Gillies, who lets the shot go as if he's going to let it go, but Bobby Borner is right there to the left of Gilles Meloche and just lets it. Well, the Islanders almost make an error right here because of Dennis Potvin. He ends up getting knocked down. But watch what happens. Number 5 gets himself right back up, gets in the pitcher, picks up that puck, and here he comes. Gives it up to Bobby Bourne. Now what's happening? Over to Clark Gillies. Now just a great pass, completely right in, waits for Meloche to go down, puts the stick on, up high, in the net. Goal number 26.
From the face-off, Trottier controls, out to Bossy. Bossy past Meloche, and there on his left.
Well, right here, you're looking at Brian Trottier and Barrett going at it, and I think this is retaliation from earlier, but look, watch what happens right here. The puck comes right out complete, but look who's coming in, number 5, and there's that patent wrist shot. He just fires that puck past Gilles Meloche and ends up getting his 29th goal for...
The Rangers were at the end of their game tonight with the Minnesota North Stars, sporting the best record in the National Hockey League. They led Montreal by 2 points. Well, tonight, the Isles won again, 5-3, and I'll tell you about the Canadians in just a minute. The Isles took a 3-0 lead on some nice passing from Gillies to Bourne, who eventually wound up with the goal. That was Bourne's 2nd of the night. Then Mike Bossy did it again, scored the 59th of the year off the face-off. He drilled it in as those quick wrists were just too much for Meloche to handle. Islanders a winner 5-3. Montreal beat the best record in the NHL. They're 2 points up.
My family suffer just because I work. I can't cook every night, but I won't compromise on what my family...
A perfect play now goes in, but Dryden is not completely set. He doesn't know where the shot's going to go. Going to go right through his legs. Dryden is partially going on his way down. He's not an Esposito style, so as a result, he wasn't down quick enough. He got beat right through. Bobby Bourne scoring.
Islanders have demonstrated to all that at the moment they are the very best in the National Hockey League. At the Forum tonight, they beat Montreal 5-3, moving 4 points now over the Montreal Canadiens. And the Canadiens, with huge defensive problems, are struggling. Mike Bossy with his 59th of the season, giving the Islanders a 1-0 lead early first period. Montreal did come back. The game winner scored by Dennis Potvin midway through the second, giving the Islanders a 4-3 lead for Dennis. Number 30, Bobby Bourne, closing the scoring in the final minute. 5-3 the final. Canadiens have now won only 2 of the last 10.
We're at the Nassau Coliseum tonight. Pittsburgh provided the opposition as the Islanders head into the last 8 games of their schedule as the best team in the National Hockey League. They lead Montreal by 3 points right now after their 3-3 tie with Pittsburgh tonight at the Coliseum. Islanders had to fight for this tie. They let Pittsburgh grab a quick 3-1 lead, but when Clark Gillies tallied, that closed the gap to 3-2. Isles scored at 7:23 of that third period on a goal by Mike Kazicki. He was waiting around for the rebound, finally got it. Score was tied at 3, and that is the way it ended.
5-1 score. Brian Trotzy to Stephon Pearson. Just hesitates, let the shot go. And it looks like Mike Bossy deflects that puck. And I don't know because left Stephon now. Here comes the stick. We cannot see if he touched it or not. But it goes
one of those must-win games tonight at the Nassau Coliseum. They were playing Buffalo, and it wasn't so much that they had to beat the Sabres per se, but another loss would have dropped them further behind the Canadians. Well, they came through in the clutch as they won it 2-0. Became 1-0 when Wayne Merrick shot and Bob Sauvé made the save, but Nystrom was there, and he knocked home the rebound right there. It was 1-0. That's all Chico Resch needed. He was unbelievable tonight in the nets for the Isles. He was stopping everything that came at him. Bob Bourne eventually did score a late-period goal. That made it 2-0 as the Isles won the game. Elsewhere,
come from behind win for the Islanders, beating the Atlanta Flames 3-2. The Islanders trail Montreal now by only 1 point in the race for the best record in hockey. The Islanders down 2-1 early in the third when Brian Trottier on a breakaway beat Réjean Lemelin. It was Trottier's 46th goal of the season, tying his career high. Then the winner from Billy Harris. This amazing effort. Harris flat on his back after being tripped on the breakaway, manages to push the puck past Lemelin. The replay, Harris scores with 7:21 left. The Islanders win for only the second time in their last 6 games. They're now 1 point behind.
Has been blessed with. He had a sensational rookie season last year, but this year has been unbelievable. Today he scored 4 goals as the Isles beat the Flyers 9-2. Now Mike Bossy has now scored 120 goals in 152 games. That's almost unheard of. This was the first time that he had ever scored 4 in one game as a professional, but with the talent he's got, there are bound to be more 4-goal games. He now has 67 goals for this season, which is 9 short of the record set by Phil Esposito when he tallied 76. The first 4 shots Bossy took today he scored on is the 22-year-old.
Locally has got
Hockey. The season came to an end with the Rangers playing the Islanders, and the game had a lot of meaning for both teams. First of all, the final score was 5-2 in favor of the Islanders. Now, with Detroit shutting out Montreal 1-0, the Islanders have finished with the best record in hockey and thus have the home ice advantage throughout the entire playoffs. Rangers finished 3rd in the Patrick Division. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of tonight's game. Score was tied at 2 apiece when Mike Bossy scored his 68th goal of the season. It was on the power play. Davidson made a few saves, but Bossy pushed it in. Mike Bossy then scored his 69th of the year to give the Islanders a 4-2 lead. And at this time, the Isles knew that Montreal had lost and they would be the #1 team in hockey if they just held on. Well, they did more than that. They scored one more time, won the game 5-2. Afterwards, Marv Albert spoke with Mike Bossy.
This has to be the happiest moment of my life. I played junior 4 years on a losing team, and last year I came to a great team, and this year, you know, it went down to the last game, and we pulled it off, and, you know, I'm happy as hell that I was able to be the guy to get the winner. You know, it's a great feeling right now.
All right, Marv, good work getting that back here for us. Trottier won the NHL scoring title. Bossy ended up with the most goals in the NHL. And so this is the way the NHL playoffs will shape up this week. The Rangers will face off against the LA Kings Tuesday night. Philly beat Atlanta tonight 4-2. They will play Vancouver. Atlanta goes up against Toronto. Buffalo takes on Pittsburgh. Now, those are the best 2 out of 3 matchups.
The NHL quarterfinal playoff round underway tonight. Moments ago, the Rangers beaten in overtime in Philly. Islanders in game number 1, a 6-2 romp over Chicago. Apparently, the week-long layoff did not hurt Mike Bossy and his friends. This number 1 for Mike, 1 of 3 on the night, picking right up on a 69-goal season. Number 2 at 14:25 of the second, giving the Islanders a 4-2 lead. And number 3 right here, late third, making it 6-2, and that the final. John Tonelli had a big night with 3 assists. Game 2 of this series will take place at the Coliseum.
Dennis Potvin pass to Harris. Now watch it. Harris going to pass it back, but watch Billy Harris, number 15, the lower right part of your screen. He comes into the pitcher, puts his stick, and look it, deflects right off his stick as Dennis Potvin fires that puck and goes over Esposito's left shoulder for the first goal of the first period with 1:52 to go. 1-0 New York Islanders.
His goal gives the Islanders a 1-0 lead in game final.
Carrying that puck up. What a nice move he makes coming in here. Fakes one way, goes over, but then watch the drop pass he makes. The area is clean. Lorne Henning's coming in. He lets a quick little shot go. Goes up over top of Esposito. Is down in the net. In it goes. Right in the mesh. Esposito does not believe it. And as a result, we have a score here of 2-0 New York Islanders. Big goal, Lorne Henning, his first of the playoffs. All right, here's Chico now. He's set. He's in his crease. He's just watching. He's touched the puck. Now Chico elects to come out. Going to take away from a good shooter. He's out. Now watch Walton when he comes into the pitcher. Fakes to the right. He's going to fake to the right. Now go to his left to his forehand. Chico's there with the the right leg, makes the save. Walton doesn't score. Sensational save. Chico Resch, 2-0 New York Islanders.
Don't get a chance.
Lysiak, but the puck is thrown up there by Jerry Hart to Westfall. Westfall makes the pass to Gillies, and he unloads a booming slap shot. With all his power behind it, beats Esposito to the stick side again, and makes the score 3-0. But it was the save by Chico down on one end, a quick pass out by Jerry Hart to Westfall, Westfall to Gillies, and Gillies in the net. Here, over to John Tonelli going down, streaking down the side there, and just lays a pass for Dennis Spotman perfectly, and he just booms that shot past Esposito again on the stick side, and we have a 4-0 game. Just a great play by John Tonelli.
For final tonight, Islanders 3, Blackhawks 1. There were no goals by Mike Bossy, but the Islanders didn't need their top goal scorer tonight. Dennis Potvin opened the scoring for the Islanders early in the first period, beating Tony Esposito. It remained 1-0 into the second when Westfall scored. The Islanders now get a rest while they wait for their opponents in the semifinals. And at this point, it looks like it's going to be a New York semifinal, the Islanders against the Rangers. Other NHL action, the Montreal Canadiens eliminated Toronto tonight.
Classic hockey game out at the Garden tonight. Islanders, Rangers, game number 4. And you know, it's really too bad that this series isn't for the finals, the real cup that they're playing for, because I'll tell you, they are playing some kind of hockey. Tonight's game, for the second time in the series, went to overtime. Isles won it 3-2. Let's pick up the highlights. The game tied at 1. That's when Mike Kazicki did some nice work. Passed it over there to Harris. Rangers have never relaxed in this series. They just keep on digging. At 6:50 the third, Espo faked the shot, sent it over to Don Maloney, tallied his second goal of the night. Game was tied at 2, and into overtime we went. Now, it didn't take long for the Isles to cash in and win their second overtime game. It was a breakaway. Davidson came out, took the risk, and lost. Bobby Nystrom put in the easy goal. The Isles have tied the series at 2 games apiece, and right now Marv Albert is standing out there at the Garden live, and I believe he has Mr. Nystrom. Marv?
All right, Larry, and here is an exhausted Bob Nystrom, the hero of tonight's game. Bob, did you think Davidson would come out at you to surprise you?
Well, when I first looked up and I didn't see any defensemen, I was really amazed, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and then he decided to make his charge, and I think it was the best play that he could have, made. But luckily enough, the puck just popped over him, and I just shoveled it into the net.
All right, we're going to get another look at that goal right here. This is the game winner scored by Bobby Nystrom. How do you think Davidson will react now? He has been so brilliant, but how would he come out of a game like this?
Well, I think John has been playing so well. I mean, I don't think it'll hurt him at all. I played with him in junior. He has a lot of poise, and the way he's been playing, I mean, he's been just outstanding, and I don't think it'll bother him. I mean, he'll think about it for a little while, but then he'll think about the next game.
I felt you fellas have been questioning yourselves prior to tonight. What does this victory do here?
Well, it's really a must game for us. I mean, we would have been down 3-1 going home into our building, and I mean, the way they're playing, it would have been really hard to come back. But I mean, now we're going back home. We're evened up. I think it's going to be a really good series from here on in even.
Okay, Bobby Nystrom, tonight's hero here at Madison Square.
The proceeding has been a special presentation of ICENET, the Islanders Championship Entertainment Network.